Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Naresh Mago, and with me is Saira Mushtaba with the evening news. The headlines. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh warns new and powerful India will strike down any efforts by neighbouring country to disturb its peace. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends 56th Conference of DGPs and IGPs in Lucknow. Issues including cybercrime, counter-terrorism challenges and left-wing extremism likely to figure prominently. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman emphasizes on government's commitment to make Gift City in Gujarat a global fintech hub, clears two proposals of International Financial Services Centre Authority at Gift City. President Ramnath Kovind says massive change in mindset responsible for success of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan confers Chhattisgarh with award for cleanest state in the country at Swachh Sarvekshan Awards 2021. Provisions of National Education Policy 2020 to be implemented in northeastern states at the earliest, says Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. In Rajasthan, all ministers in Ashok Gehlot government tender their resignations ahead of the proposed cabinet reshuffle. Over 115 crore 79 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine administered in the country so far. 52nd edition of International Film Festival of India gets underway in Goa with dazzling opening ceremony. Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award conferred upon legendary filmmakers Martin Scorsese and Istvan Szabo. Renowned actor Hema Malini receives Indian Film Personality of the Year Award for 2021. And in cricket, India to take on New Zealand in third and final T20 match in Kolkata tomorrow. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers, and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the new and powerful India will give a befitting reply to any efforts made by the neighbouring country to destabilise peace in India. The Defence Minister was addressing the Shaheed Samman Yatra at Pithoragarh in Uttarakhand today. The Defence Minister said they have given a clear message to their neighbour on the western border that if it crosses its limits, they will just not retaliate on the borders but can even cross over into its territory and do surgical and airstrikes.
एक पड़ोसी पाकिस्तान बड़ा बड़ा आतंकवादी हरकतों के माध्यम से भारत को कमजोर करने की, भारत को डिस्टेबलाइज करने की वो कोशिश करता रहता है, वो कर नहीं पाए। अब उसको हम लोगों ने संदेश दे दिया है कि यदि ज्यादा गड़बड़ करोगे तो हम सीमा पर ही नहीं, सीमा के पार जाकर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक भी कर सकते हैं, जरूरत पड़ी तो एयर स्ट्राइक भी कर सकते हैं। यह संदेश हम लोगों ने दे दिया है।
Without naming China, Mr. Singh said he must make it clear that if there is any attempt by any country in the world to occupy even an inch of our land, India will give a fitting reply to it. Noting that everyone was aware of India's defining victory in 1971, the Defence Minister warned India's neighbours of not living under any delusion. Mr. Singh said that there are 4 dhams in Uttarakhand, and after completing the construction of Sanya Dham, it will be the 5th dham of this hill state. He said that this dham will have soil from martyrs' homes, and the names of martyrs and their villages will also be written in the Sanya Dham.
उत्तराखंड का जहां तक प्रश्न है, यह देवभूमि भी है, तपोभूमि भी है, वीर भूमि भी है, और मुझे बताया गया है कि यहाँ पर अब सैन्य धाम बनेगा। मैं जानता हूं कि यहाँ पर 4 धाम हैं, गंगोत्री धाम, यमुनोत्री धाम, केदार धाम और बद्री धाम, और यदि उत्तराखंड सरकार यहाँ पर 4था धाम सैन्य धाम बना देती है तो मैं समझता हूं कि यह 5वां धाम होगा इस उत्तराखंड की धरती पर पैदा हुआ।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is attending the 56th Conference of Director Generals of Police (DGPs) and Inspector Generals of Police (IGPs) at Police Headquarters in Lucknow today. He reached the state capital yesterday evening and will attend all sessions of the conference. The conference was inaugurated by Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Inaugurating the conference, the Home Minister emphasized on the need to focus on security-related issues, including coastal security, left-wing extremism, narcotics trafficking, cybercrime and border area management. The conference will conclude tomorrow. We have a report.
The conference is being held in hybrid format. DGPs of states and union territories and heads of Central Armed Police Forces and Central Police Organizations are attending the conference physically at the venue in Lucknow, while the remaining invitees are participating virtually from 37 different locations at IB and SIB headquarters. The conference will discuss a wide range of issues including cybercrime, data governance, counter-terrorism challenges, left-wing extremism, emerging trends in narcotics trafficking and prison reforms among others. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today reviewed the efforts made to develop the International Financial Services Centre (IFSC) at Gift City at Gandhinagar in Gujarat as a gateway to global financial services for Indian corporates. The minister was on a day-long visit to Gujarat International Finance Tech City or Gift City in Gujarat to interact with stakeholders. During her discussions, Ms. Sitharaman emphasized on the government's commitment to make the city a world-class fintech hub as stated in the Union Budget 2021-22. The minister cleared two proposals of International Financial Services Centres Authority, IFSCA. One of the proposals is related to the 269 crore rupees Supervisory Technology Fund for its infrastructure and the other is 200 crore rupees for headquarter building. She said that IFSC-related measures announced in last year's budget include tax holiday for capital gains for aircraft leasing companies, tax exemption for aircraft lease rentals paid to foreign lessors, tax incentive for relocating foreign funds in IFSC, and exemption to investment divisions of foreign banks.
President Ramnath Kovind has said that the biggest success of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is a massive change in the thinking of the countrymen. Addressing Swachh Amrit Mahotsav in New Delhi today, Mr. Kovind said people can now witness that this change has happened on a very wide scale and has reached the families. He congratulated the people of the country as there has been a massive change in the thought process towards cleanliness. The President said effective management of solid waste is essential to keep the cities clean.
पिछले महीने 1 अक्टूबर को प्रधानमंत्री द्वारा स्वच्छ भारत मिशन अर्बन 2.0 का शुभारंभ किया गया, जिसका लक्ष्य सभी शहरों को सन 2026 तक कचरा मुक्त बनाना है। यह जाहिर है कि कचरा मुक्त शहर के लिए जरूरी है कि घर, गलियां और मोहल्ले कचरा मुक्त रहें। इस अभियान की सफलता की जिम्मेदारी भी सरकार के साथ-साथ सभी नागरिकों की भी है।
The President said Safai Mitra and sanitation workers have continuously rendered their services even during the COVID pandemic.
संवेदनशील सरकार ये सुनिश्चित करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है कि असुरक्षित सफाई प्रथाओं के कारण किसी भी सफाई कर्मचारी की जान जोखिम में न पड़े। आवास और शहरी कार्य मंत्रालय द्वारा 246 शहरों में चलाया गया सफाई मित्र सुरक्षा चैलेंज एक सराहनीय पहल है। इस चैलेंज का उद्देश्य सीवरों और सेप्टिक टैंकों की मानव रहित यानी मशीन से सफाई को बढ़ावा देना है।
Mr. Kovind said this year's Swachh Sarvekshan Awards have special significance as the nation is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. He expressed happiness that the award was given taking feedback of over 5 crore people and through public participation. Speaking on the occasion, Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said Swachh Bharat mission has taken the shape of a people's movement.
The achievements under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban have been the result of unprecedented collective efforts. Today, the mission has taken the shape of a people's movement, a true Jan Andolan. This is also reflected in the massive growth of the Swachh Sarvekshan, which began as a pilot project in 2016 among 73 cities and is today the world's largest urban cleanliness survey.
On the occasion, the President awarded Indore as India's cleanest city for the 5th time in a row. Surat and Vijayawada were given the 2nd and 3rd Best Clean City awards. Chhattisgarh was given the Cleanest State Award. Jharkhand was given the 2nd Best Clean State Award. Varanasi was given the award for the Cleanest Ganga Town.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh warns new and powerful India will strike down any efforts by neighbouring country to disturb its peace. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends 56th Conference of DGPs and IGPs in Lucknow. Issues including cybercrime, counter-terrorism challenges and left-wing extremism likely to figure prominently. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman emphasizes on government's commitment to make Gift City in Gujarat a global fintech hub, clears to proposals of International Financial Services Centre Authority at Gift City. President Ramnath Kovind says massive change in mindset responsible for the success of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan confers Chhattisgarh with award for cleanest state in the country at Swachh Sarvekshan Awards 2021. Provisions of National Education Policy 2020 to be implemented in northeastern states at the earliest, says Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. In Rajasthan, all ministers in Ashok Gehlot government tendered their resignations ahead of the proposed cabinet reshuffle. Over 116 crore 42 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine administered in the country so far. 52nd edition of International Film Festival of India gets underway in Goa with a dazzling opening ceremony. Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award conferred upon legendary filmmakers Martin Scorsese and Istvan Szabo. Renowned actor Hema Malini receives Indian Film Personality of the Year Award for 2021. And in cricket, India to take on New Zealand in third and final T20 match in Kolkata tomorrow. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
The Union Minister of Education, Dharmendra Pradhan, today attended the Northeast Education Conclave at Guwahati to discuss and deliberate on various aspects of National Education Policy 2020, NEP 2020, and develop a roadmap for successful implementation in this region. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Pradhan said that the provisions of the NEP 2020 will be implemented in the northeastern states at the earliest and would provide multidisciplinary and holistic education in the local languages or in the mother tongue of a student at the early stages of learning. He added, this NEP has given a new pathway to mother tongue. Every language will get its importance and it will prove that diversity of our language is the unifying factor of our civilization. Speaking on the occasion, Assam Chief Minister Hemant Biswa Sarma, the NEP 2020 is the reflection of our rich culture, civilization, and to re-establish our country's past glory and is prepared to fit the current environment of the world. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed the 116 crore 42 lakh mark today. Union Health Ministry said that more than 60 lakh 25,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. this evening. India reported over 10,000 new cases during the last 24 hours. The Health Ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 98.29% and it is the highest since March last year. Over 11,000 people recovered in the last 24 hours, while 267 deaths were reported in the same period.
A new feature, Know Your Vaccination Status, has been enabled on the CoWIN digital platform. This will help to verify or retrieve a citizen's vaccination status and details as per the authorized rights of the verifying entity by CoWIN and the Health Ministry. The service could be utilized by a service provider for facilitating a service requested by the citizen. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said, this service can be utilized by travel agencies and help making travel safe for individuals by allowing travel only for vaccinated individuals. Employers can use the service to verify vaccination status of employees and resume the functions in offices and workplaces. The exercise of cabinet reshuffle has intensified in Rajasthan. All the ministers have submitted their resignations to Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot in the meeting of the State Council of Ministers held at his residence this evening. After the meeting, Transport Minister Pratap Singh Khachariawaz informed the media that all the ministers have been called to the State Congress Committee tomorrow at 2 p.m. Meanwhile, Governor Kalraj Mishra has also reached Jaipur from Varanasi this evening. Preparations have started for the oath of new ministers in the Raj Bhavan as well. It is believed that the new ministers will be administered the oath tomorrow evening.
The portals of Badrinath Dham in Uttarakhand were closed for winter today. In winter, devotees may perform Puja Archana of Lord Badrinath at Pandukeshwar in Joshimath of Chamoli district. Our correspondent reports that the closing ceremony of the portals of Badrinath Dham is amid traditional rituals. With the closure of the portals of Badrinath Dham, the Char Dham Yatra has also come to an end. The Pathanamthitta district authorities in Kerala have decided to resume pilgrimage to the Sabrimala Hill Shrine. Pilgrims who reached the Nilakkal base camp today after making online booking will be allowed to have darshan at the hill shrine. We have a report.
The decision to resume the pilgrimage to Sabrimala was taken in view of the improvement in weather conditions in the region this morning. Many pilgrims were caught unawares about the suspension of the pilgrimage to the hill shrine declared last night by the district authorities due to inclement weather. By morning, several pilgrims had already reached the base camp at Nilakkal. They are now being allowed to undertake the arduous trek to the shrine in batches at regular intervals. Those who could not undertake the pilgrimage today will be allowed at a later date. In view of the possibility of water release from Pamba Dam, pilgrims are not allowed to take bath in the Pamba River. Raj Mohan, AR News, Kochi.
The 52nd edition of the International Film Festival of India, IFFI, got underway in Goa with a dazzling opening ceremony today. The 9-day film gala is being organized in a hybrid format, virtual and physical, and will go on till the 28th of this month. The glittering opening ceremony this evening was hosted by Padma Shri awardee and renowned filmmaker Karan Johar and actor Manish Paul. The celebration started with the traditional lighting of the lamp. The 52nd edition of IFFI is also celebrating 75 years of India's independence and 60 years of Goa's liberation. At the 52nd IFFI this time, the newly instituted Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award was conferred upon legendary Hollywood filmmaker Martin Scorsese and Hungarian filmmaker Istvan Szabo. Renowned actress and Member of Parliament Hema Malini received the Indian Film Personality of the Year award at the ceremony. The King of All the World, directed by Carlos Saura, is the opening film. This is also the film's international premiere. As many as 55 films across the world will be showcased at the festival under the World Panorama section. The international film competition will be adjudged by an international jury with chairperson Iranian filmmaker Raksha Banetamad. The Iranian filmmaker was also felicitated at the opening ceremony. There are 44 films under the Indian Panorama section from 18 different languages of the country, including the Masa language. Addressing the gathering, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur said, IFFI is embracing new technology and keeping up the pace, giving platforms to artists and film industry to engage with them. He said for the first time they are recognizing and mentoring promising young talents through 75 Young Creative Minds of Tomorrow. The minister flagged off the 75 Creative Minds competition.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव एक ऐसा अवसर है हम सबके पास अपनी उपलब्धियों को जन जन और दुनिया तक ले जाने का और संकल्प लेने का कि 75 वर्ष से लेकर 100वें वर्ष तक की यात्रा कैसी होगी। जब शताब्दी वर्ष में हम इकट्ठे होंगे तो भारत एक नई ऊंचाइयों पर होगा। So this presents a unique opportunity for Indian cinema and incredible possibilities in content creation and dissemination at all levels on all platforms in all regional languages, domestically as well as globally. With this perspective in mind, the 52nd International Film Festival of India has brought together a diverse bouquet of films and filmmakers from around the world.
Speaking on the occasion, Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting L. Murugan said, India aims to become the attractive destination for filmmaking. Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Apurv Chandra, said, the 52nd edition of IFFI shows that they have stood up to the challenges posed by the pandemic.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
On 20th November 1902, Gandhiji went back to South Africa at the request of the Indian community and revived the fight against anti-Asian laws. One such legislation, Asiatic Law Amendment Act, forced the Indians in the Transvaal province to get registered with the Registrar of Asiatics, submit to physical examinations, provide fingerprints, and carry a registration certificate at all times. Otherwise, Indians and other Asiatics, as they were called, could be fined, imprisoned, or deported.
It came to be known as Black Act. When the certificate offices opened on July the 1st, 1907, registers picketed outside the offices and dissuaded passing Indians from registering. They gathered support for non-cooperation in temples, mosques, and churches. Initially known as the Passive Resistance Campaign, Gandhiji coined the term Satyagraha as an alternative name. At the closing of registration, only 511 out of the 13,000 Indians in the region had registered.
In January 1908, Gandhiji was arrested. The jails were filling rapidly with satyagrahis refusing to register. Later that month, military leader General J.C. Smuts was forced to negotiate. With Gandhiji and other campaign leaders in prison, General Smuts presented an ultimatum. If Indians would register voluntarily, the Black Act would be repealed and prisoners released. Gandhiji agreed on behalf of the campaign.
After word of the deal spread, some campaigners felt betrayed. In the middle of February, Gandhiji was attacked and injured by a group of angered satyagrahis on his way to the registration office. He reiterated his trust in General Smuts and registered himself. Soon after, Smuts introduced a bill validating the voluntary registrations, but did not keep his word about the Black Act. Gandhiji gave him until August the 16th, 1908 to fulfill his promise and repeal the act.
Gandhiji's leadership was accepted for the next phase in the struggle. The last ultimatum was sent to General Smuts: repeal the Black Act, or registration certificates will be burnt. Ultimately, 2,000 registration certificates were burnt by satyagrahis in a giant fire.
20th of November is also the birth anniversary of the great anti-British warrior and the ruler of the erstwhile kingdom of Mysore, Tipu Sultan. He was born as Sultan Fateh Ali Sahab Tipu in 1750 in Devanahalli, Bengaluru. He was the oldest son of Sultan Hyder Ali of Mysore. Tipu was trained to be a warrior from his early teens, and he accompanied his father on campaigns against rivals such as the British East India Company.
Known as the Tiger of Mysore, he fought several successful wars against the East India Company, starting in 1766 when he participated in a campaign at the age of 15. In 1780, Tipu defeated Colonel Bailey of the East India Company at the Battle of Pollilore. The following year, he seized Chittoor from the British, and in 1782, he defeated Colonel Braithwaite at the Battle of Annagudi near Tanjore.
Tipu was a pioneer in the use of rocket artillery. He deployed the rockets against British forces and their allies in their 1792 and 1799 siege of Srirangapatna and during the other Anglo-Mysore wars. After his defeat in 1799, the British shipped these weapons to Britain to replicate them through reverse engineering. Napoleon, the French commander-in-chief who later became emperor, sought an alliance with Tipu.
Tipu was a believer in international trade and sent trade delegations to Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey and Myanmar. He rationalized the administrative system and encouraged the local industries. He introduced a new coinage, a new calendar, and a new land revenue system, which initiated the growth of Mysore silk industry. Tipu is also credited with modernization of the army, roads, and irrigation system. He built the first road network in Malabar in Kerala. Tipu was killed in May 1799 while defending his fort at Srirangapatna against the British forces. That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in morning news. Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 88265 46262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, the 22nd of November.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
In cricket, India will take on New Zealand in the third and final T20 match at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata tomorrow. India have already gained an unassailable 2-0 lead after winning the second T20 International in Ranchi yesterday. For New Zealand, it will be a chance of signing off from the series on a high note before shifting focus to the two-match test series. It is expected that India might field a new combination to test the reserve bench strength. It is expected that the dew might once again play a crucial role, and thus the team winning the toss might opt to bowl first. In the last 5 T20 matches played at this venue, India has emerged victorious on 4 occasions.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers, while Chennai is expected to witness a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Kolkata will have a mainly clear sky. Jammu, Srinagar, Leh, Gilgit and Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky as well. In the northeast, Guwahati, Shillong will have a partly cloudy sky, while Imphal, Kohima and Itanagar will have a cloudy sky with light rain. Aizawl will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Gangtok will have a mainly clear sky with haze. Agartala will have fog in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Visakhapatnam and Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Hyderabad will witness rain or thunder showers towards the evening or night.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh warns new and powerful India will strike down any efforts by neighbouring country to disturb its peace. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends 56th Conference of DGPs and IGPs in Lucknow. Issues including cybercrime, counter-terrorism challenges and left-wing extremism likely to figure prominently. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman emphasizes on government's commitment to make Gift City in Gujarat a global fintech hub, clears 2 proposals of International Financial Services Centre Authority at Gift City. President Ramnath Kovind says massive change in mindset responsible for success of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, confers Chhattisgarh with award for cleanest state in the country at Swachh Sarvekshan Award 2021. Provisions of National Education Policy 2020 to be implemented in northeastern states at the earliest, says Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. In Rajasthan, all ministers in Ashok Gehlot government tender their resignations ahead of the proposed cabinet reshuffle. Over 116 crore 42 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine administered in the country so far. 52nd edition of International Film Festival of India gets underway in Goa with a dazzling opening ceremony. Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award conferred upon legendary filmmakers Martin Scorsese and Istvan Zabo. Renowned actor Hema Malini receives Indian Film Personality of the Year Award for 2021. And in cricket, India take on New Zealand in third and final T20 match in Kolkata tomorrow. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.